Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello and welcome to this video. I hope everyone's having fun. I hope everyone's enjoying life. We are returning to the wonderful, wonderful world of rabbits. This has been pretty good. This whole thing in the diner with the billionaire and Kay. So let's continue and go forth.
He said. What do you mean, wrong? I'm not sure exactly, but if we don't fix it before the next iteration begins, we're all well and truly fucked.
Yeah, probably not a really good thing with the implications of this game and this universe.
At this point, Scarpio's phone buzzed. He looked down at the small screen. Excuse me for 1 second. He picked up his phone. What is it? He asked. I watched as most of the color slowly drained from his face.
That's never a good thing.
Are you sure? Okay, I'll be right there, he said, and hung up. I gotta run, he said, clearly flustered by the call he'd just received. Late meeting. Do you mind walking me to my car?
Sure. Yeah, I imagine if somebody with that much money that I respected asked me to walk him to the car, I would probably be falling over myself to do it.
No. I mean, I'd like to keep talking for a bit as we walk, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure.
If Alan Scarpio wanted to keep talking, I'd be walking until my legs gave out.
And that's the... Guilty.
Sure, I said. As we stepped outside, I pulled my collar up against the light rain. Scarpio didn't seem fazed by the weather at all. He started walking up the street.
There's an old saying, I think it's Buddhist saying, it may be Hindu, but it says, some people walk in the rain and some people just get wet. So yeah, it's all in how you perceive it. And I am playing with the springs on the boom for my mic.
I hurried to keep up. I'm going to tell you everything I know about what's happening. I promise, he said. I just need to get a few things straight first, if you don't mind. Of course, I said. Great. So let's start with my earlier question. What do you know about rabbits?
Yeah, she never actually really answered it.
In the brief period of time it took us to walk the few blocks from the diner to Scarpio's car, I told him everything I knew about the game. How it was a hidden and secret thing.
And I like the fact that we've learned through the whole, well, can't really say show, not tell, thing, because this is an audiobook and there is no show. But through her actions and stuff, we already know what she knows about the game. And we don't have, and I love it that Terry Miles gives his audience the credit for having the intelligence to remember it so that he doesn't have to rehash it. That you got to respect.
A deep underground obsession, and how, if you weren't looking for it, you'd most likely never heard of it. That it was reputedly ancient and possibly connected to the Knights Templar.
Yeah, I think in season 1 that touches on some of the like the Knights Templar and ancient civilizations, because we have the one thing with the village and all the blood.
The Illuminati and the Thule Society. I detailed everything I'd heard about the alleged prizes, NSA or CIA recruitment, billions of dollars, or immortality, and about the list of winners known as the Circle that appeared all over the world, seemingly at random.
And I think just, something like that did exist. Even at 54, if I were to do something like that, it would just be, of all the other prizes that are out there, just being in the circling, knowing that's you in the circle, that to me that would be more satisfying than any of the prizes that they could offer. But that's just me.
Before and after each new iteration of the game. I went on to tell him all I could remember about the mysterious Hazel, the most famous Rabbits player of all time.
If you want to know more about Hazel, Season 1. Which is, I don't know, I can't remember how my playlist is stacking it. So, if you go to Lemoyne de Gastiny, my main YouTube page, then you click on playlists, it'll have the Rabbits playlist. I think it starts with Season 1, Episode 1, and goes all the way up to what the current download is. So if you want to do Season 1 that way with my commentary, you got it there. Or what would be better is if you go to the Rabbits homepage and listen to it there without my commentary and get a feel for it for yourself, then maybe go back and listen to it with my commentary. So you can agree or disagree with what I say.
Who'd supposedly checked out right after they'd won the 8th iteration. I ended with something about how most people who studied the game believed that Alan Scarpio was Californiac, the winner of 6, and that winning the 6th iteration of the game had resulted in his becoming extremely rich overnight. I looked at Scarpio's face carefully while...
Yeah, that's when you've got to see how they react. This is one of those things where reactions. I did that the other day. Well, by the time this airs, it's going to be a while, like a month and a half, almost 2 months. But I was helping my wife get in her classroom ready for the start of the school year, and the police department was up there showing off some of the stuff they got to help protect themselves and the students, in the event of a incident. And I was asking questions. There's about 4 or 5 cops, and 2 of them I know. 2 of them are good cops. 2 of them are real good people. And I started asking questions about their equipment, and the 2 that I know, the SRO for the school that my sister or my wife works at, in Georgia, Louisiana, Florida, Mississippi, sister and wife can be the same thing, but not so much in East Texas. It does happen, but my wife, she's pretty good friends because she's with the SRO, because she's been there for like a decade. And him and the other officer that I know were there, and I was asking questions, and they realized real fast that the questions, the answers to the questions that I was asking weren't as relevant as how they answered the questions and how they reacted to the questions. And it was the other officers that I was getting a feel for. So yeah, it has, questioning and answering, has that thing.
While I was delivering that last bit of information, but his expression betrayed nothing. Anything else?
And a lot of people that are trained, see, I do stuff like that because of being a correctional officer for 25 years. And you realize that people are going to answer how they're going to answer. Sometimes they're going to answer to try to give you an answer that pleases you. Sometimes they're going to answer honestly. Sometimes they're just going to try to lie to you. And that will be given away in their nonverbal communications. And that's the reason why I still do it to this day, is I have 25 years of doing it. But it is an important skill to learn and perfect.
He asked. Most people interested in rabbits believe the game is currently between iterations and are waiting for the 11th version to begin. That's it, he asked.
So we've had an entire version. See, we've had 9, which may or may have been won by Carly or Riley. Then we have 10, which I believe we'll find out there's a circle reveal later, I think, if I remember correctly, about Muffin Hammer. So yeah, but there's a whole iteration, and we're getting ready to start the 11th, which means Scorpio, when he won it, if he won it, would have been maybe late teens, early 20s. There's no telling.
That's all I can think of right now, I said, as the two of us finally reached Scorpio's black Tesla sedan.
Yeah, this was made back when Tesla, before Elon Musk went, radical racist on us. So yeah, it was, at the time this came out, I think he had just started that nosedive when this book came out in 2021. He had just started that nosedive into scary, homophobic, Nazi, misogynist. So, and we'll go ahead and call this video good here. I hope everyone's having fun. Please go out and enjoy the rest of your day, night, morning, whatever it is, whenever it is you're listening to this. And until next time, be a good human. Be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?